good morning, good afternoon, and wherever you are on this planet called Earth. I hope everyone had a nice day, festive holidays, and the continuing having festive holidays. And that we will soon mark the end of 2024. And thank goodness, thank goodness. I hope everyone's looking forward to this tumultuous coming 2025. Everywhere you read, there's like all these prophecies. And then you wonder how many people are actually, I could do that. Yeah, it sounds like, hey. So, it's interesting, isn't it? So today we're going to go through some prophecies, Cayce, Nostradamus, and Vanga. And we're going to see just if we combine our spirits, our ether with their ether, just the possibility. Is their prediction still relevant? Is it still alive? Is there lucky guesses off track? Unfortunately for us, it seems that 2025 is more than just a stormy year. A lot of psychics, including Nostradamus, born like 13th century, have predicted things for this very year. Cayce, in fact, was born before. He's been deceased for quite some time. He also has made certain predictions for 2025. And Baba she also has, she's been passed for quite some time. Not as long as Nostradamus, of course. But she has indeed made predictions for 2025. So we're going to take a trip, but we're going to take it easy this time. We're going to sit down in a comfy chair and we're going to relax. We're going to allow our ether, our ectoplasma, our auras to travel, to mingle, to diffuse, and we're going to call up all our spirit energies. And we're going to see just if we can almost crack the code. We know something's happening. Reflecting a moment about 2024. 2024 was a weird year. We had the April the 8th mysterious eclipse, planetary alignment. We had Earth climate things happen. We even had 3 or 4 months ago, this is December 2024, all the sheriffs in the United States were given a booklet about what to do with UFO space aliens. Space aliens, did you hear me? This is what the sheriffs got in the mail. Space alien info. What to do? Don't bother them. They said they might do this. It didn't say anything about their appearance. Just that it might be unfriendly. Now, unbeknownst to me, that's kind of weird, isn't it? That is kind of weird. You would think they would have had about just people crossing the border. Oh no. This pamphlet was about people that came from the sky and popped on your backyard. What the sheriff should do. I will get to that. In the meantime, as I said, welcome aboard, relax, take a deep breath, breathe easy, because we need to have full disclosure on some of this, full participation of all. First, we're going to start with, let's take Cayce. Now, Cayce was an American psychic. He was a remarkable person. And not only did he seem to find a cure for illnesses. He also was, when he was asleep, they called him the sleeping prophet or something like that. Not only was he able to see disease in the body, he also gave several predictions. And he said the second coming of Christ was going to happen. He said that Atlantis would be found, and indeed, something was found off of North Bimini. Am I saying it right? Bikini, not bikini. I'm saying it wrong. Anyway, he was. Oh, there's the word. Let me see. Bigamy, not bigamy. Bimmin. Bim. Well, where it was found. It's one of those words you don't use that often, and you get kind of like twisted. Well, you just have to excuse me for that. It is. He said it would be found at Atlantis, and it was found. And we also talked about the Dead Sea Scrolls, which were found. And he also said that blood, human blood, would be able to be ID'd and an indicator of disease, among other things. That was way before the time that it was even thought of as being. Now, he also said the communication companies would be monopolies, and they would have a new importance in the techno age that we are in. And this was way before his time. Remember, they used to have the dial-up party calls, party line calls. That means several people are on the same line, and if you wanted to make a call, and somebody was using it, 5 or 6 other people were using the same connection, you had to wait. That's how far back in time that he went. Now, he also said some things that haven't come true yet. Now, he said that there's going to be earth changes. He's going to say earth changes like volcanoes, tidal waves, earthquakes. The year of this time now. And then we've been experiencing some of those. And he also said that there's going to be a refueling device, that we wouldn't need to stop at an EV charging center or a gasoline pump or anything like that, because we would have had the technology that just brings it naturally to itself. I mean, he said a lot of things, and he was truly a remarkable visitor. So let's just jump a moment and go to Baba Vanga. Baba Vanga, she was like Vagna. She was the one who said a lot of things. She was also an herbalist who talked a lot about what's going to happen now. And particularly, she said Syria would be reinvented, because it would be invaded, and that would start the Third World War. Now, before she said these things, she also talked about the fact that, along with Nostradamus, that 2025 would bring space aliens. Space aliens, she said, they would not sneak around at night. They would appear. There would be no way that a government could keep them away from you. So, let's see now. We seem to have a lot of, there's a commonality of the fact of earth changes, big time earth changes, and space aliens. Now, since Nostradamus and Baba Vanga both said that in the same year, 2025, that we would be invaded by space aliens. And the fact that 4 months ago, the UF sheriffs were given booklets about how to deal with space aliens. So it just seems kind of like, it seems kind of strange, doesn't it? It seems kind of strange. So let's do a reading on this. It almost seems as though they don't know what to do. Leaders or themers, people who make themes up for what to do, content writers. They seem to do not know which direction to pull us into. However, with the drones, we've been seeing thousands of drones, and their drones are going to continue. And then, as I said, with the pamphlets, space aliens, then we have the predictions of Nostradamus and Baba Vanga. So let's see if there is something to this. All right. Now, are we going to see space aliens? Take me to no. It's not going to be take me to your leader. No, they're not going to care about that. They're just going to go bam. All right. We're going to take 4 cards. We're going to take a few cards out, and we're going to use this deck first and see if we are indeed going to have space contact, space alien contact this year. I mean, there's several things to see if it's going to, if we can connect with that, if we can see any validity or any type of, fact or feelings. All right, the first thing we have here is the Page of Cups. Okay, that's an idea. Okay. That doesn't speak anything to me other than just the beginning of something emotional. And here we have the Wheel of Fortune. This Wheel of Fortune could be, this is 2025. This could be in terms of earthlings meeting others. And it could be, obviously, it can't be all fate. It's got to be something that is going to, besides having, it's got to be something to sweeten the deal. Sweeten, make it feel a little wow. To the wow factor, the wow in general, as if just seeing other planetary beings would be enough of a wow. They're also going to sweeten the deal. And here we have the King of Pentacles. These space aliens are going to come on pretty strong with what sounds like a positive. We have the Page of Cups, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the King of Pentacles. That sounds like 2025. We are definitely going to be seeing something. And then, of course, that pamphlet sent to all the U.S. sheriffs. Now, that's just overkill. You could see that as overkill. Now, here we have the Page of Swords. Already with the drones and the orbs and this and that, I mean, the full intention is to bring on the alien invasion, the alien presence. They have every intention of being. So I would say that each government, I would say the governments have a way of bringing around this alien presence knowledge, like we are not alone, duh. But I say that the aliens themselves, the space aliens themselves, have another agenda. I mean, they're not going to put themselves on our level because, of course, as Baba Vanga and anybody with any brains could see, they're going to be above us, more intelligent, more tech savvy. Because, first of all, they're saying, hey, how do you do? How do you do? Hello, we're here. We're here and deal with us. And here we have the Strength card. This seems like an all-around affirmative that we will be seeing space aliens. That will be one of the things that's been prophesied by both Nostradamus and Baba Vanga that is going to be happening, as well as their own drone, Space Force, and every other activity. So I think that we could say, without a doubt, yes, yes. So the next thing we're saying, now, there's been also predictions. Baba said that Putin will be assassinated by a friendly country, a friend, not an enemy. So, and in hopes, his assassination would occur in hopes of ending the war, ceasefire, peace. However, it is, she warns, Baba warns that it's not gonna be peace. That the assassination of Putin, which she says will happen this year, it won't result in a band-aid, a remedy. In fact, it'll make situations worse. And she also says that, in fact, so does Nostradamus, that the leader, the opposite side, which everyone assumes is Trump, he too will be assassinated by the opposition. The opposition. It doesn't give the person who's leading a position that Trump is going to be inaugurated into a long lifespan in that position. So we have two assassinations that are both predicted by these two individuals. So let's just take Putin first. Will he be assassinated? Let me use these cards for this one. Will he be assassinated by a friend? All right. Will Putin be assassinated? According to Baba Vanga, yes. And it'll backfire. It'll lead the world into more calamity, into more strife, into more bloodshed. She even says that the war starts in Syria, will be the downfall, and Nostradamus concurs as well, of all of Europe. It will make Europe a fiery inferno of nothingness. All right, now this is Putin. Let's see now. This could also, since I was talking about Europe, this could also be included in this in a way. Now, the first thing we have, let's turn this, I don't want to deal with. Let's see. Let me turn these around. These I don't like. All right. The first thing we have is the war. We have the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords is the war. All right, that's a war scene. That's fitting. That's a war scene. The next thing we have is the King of Cups. Now, is the King of Cups Putin, or is it the one who assassinates him? We have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. This could be just trying to promote peace under the disillusionment, or just peace, or just... Well, we have looking out, and we have the Page of Swords. This is not a conclusive read. What can I possibly say from this one? We have the war scene. We have the King of Cups and the Knight of Cups. A message. Look out for more something. They're on a war scene. They're trying to put peace. Peace is on the table, but it's not dominating the conversation. That's not. So let's just see. That didn't really tell me too much. It didn't say what I wanted to say or wanted to know. I may ask too many questions in it, perhaps. Perhaps I should be more specific. Let's see. Let's try it again. Will Putin be assassinated this year in 2025? One question, 3 cards, all right? Let me shuffle these. Will Putin be assassinated? Forget about who does it. Will he be assassinated this year? That's a fun thing, but this was part of her prediction that Putin would be assassinated. All right. Here's 3 cards. Now let's see. Well, we will have some sorry event. And we have here the Empress, which is, and we have here the 6 of Pentacles. It's almost like a, you know, an occasion, a social event among friends. And the Empress, we have a show of, it could be the same leaders meeting, like a BRICS organization, meeting together to discuss something, and then something happens. Well, we have the 9 of Swords, something happens. It could be, it's an affair which is attended by leaders. Something happens this year. It could be very well that something like that could happen. Could happen. So I would say that it is possible. It is possible. Especially since we have the 6 of Pentacles and we have the Empress, which the 2 together would be a meeting of elitists, a meeting of leaders, of which something negative happens. Okay, so something will happen on a meeting this year, probably in the first 6 months of this year. Something will happen. Something will happen. Shall we take a look and see get a little bit more information on the 6 of Swords? Or is that just too macabre to even go to at this point? We'll just take 1 card. What can possibly? All right, let's take this one. Something to make somebody happy. The 3 of something. Well, I would say his enemies will be very happy with the news of whatever happens. His enemies will rejoice. So it has to be happy enough for that. Well, it's something. Well, there will be an incident, and one side will be like happy initially. We're going to leave that one there. Now, the next thing we should find out. Now, Trump is scheduled by Nostradamus's predictions for something to happen to him. And of course, a lot of people wish him well, and a lot of people wish him the opposite of well. He is a figure that causes a lot of stirring in the hearts of men and women. Now, he is in an extremely exalted position. The comeback kid on steroids. The wizard behind the curtain. He is being lauded with all sorts of just one of a kind phrases. And that is something that is predicted by Nostradamus. And it's widely to believe that this leader would be Trump and that he would meet an untimely end, perhaps this year, by the hands of his enemies. He has a vast number of enemies. I cannot say whom or who his enemies are. However, let's see if that's something in it. Will he? All right, we'll take a... All right, what do we have here? We have the 2 of Cups, the 5 of Cups. First, we have justice. Somebody feels he deserves it. A lot of people don't like the man. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune again. Is this a good Wheel of Fortune? This seems about the wheel that is the opposite of fortune. And then we have the 2 of Cups and we have the 5 of Cups. The 2 of Cups being, it will take the 2 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. It almost seems as though after some sort of disappointment that someone will come to his aid and then we have to examine this wheel. This wheel came up before, so let's look at this wheel. This wheel does not seem to be, is it a good fortune or is it not? Will he, what kind of fortune is this? What kind of fortune is this? We have judgment. Somebody's on vigilante. And we have the chariot. Somebody's obviously thinking if they could like do something. This wheel, something in judgment and movement, still ambiguous. It's still ambiguous. It could be either for gain or for loss, or somebody's on the run. But when we have the five of cups, those 5 of cups could be a loss of ego. It could also be nothing's left. The thing about Trump is that he's following so many prophecies already. He's following the Messiah prophecy. He's following the Red Hat prophecy. And sometimes when you follow prophecies, you can't just pick and choose. If you go into a scenario, a theater act, you play it to the end, where somebody you count on who has their head attached, their wheels screwed tightly. You never know the mentality of whom you're being involved with. But when we have here the Wheel of Fortune, the 5 of Cups, the 2 of Cups, the Chariot, and Judgment, along with Justice, it feels as though the people feel that they feel that they have the right to do whatever they want according to this man, because he is, as much as he's loved, he's hated. Strange position. The Wheel of Fortune. So who in the sick mind, if somebody attempts the assassination, they're going to feel that they're justified because of some acting out some sick character role play, saving the world from Trump, saving the world from so many things, as if they have to save themselves first or save their fellow communities. So I'm getting a mixed read on this, but there's like a lot of movement in terms of a lot of opinions. Somebody wants to make a fast getaway. 2 people are involved, and it is an effort. But if assassination happened to Trump right now, it would be an effort to like slow down his mojo, slow down his adoration, his act, his fortune, his path. Now, also in 2025, this is something, now let's go someplace else for a little bit. Also in 2025, there is supposed to be, this is prophesied by Nostradamus and Baba, that besides the wars, besides the earth changes, we're supposed to have a biohazard attack. A bio attack. Actually, Biden administration has authorized bioterrorism, bio labs. Do whatever you want. They've been given the green light to make whatever little things they want to make, because that's good for the security of, it's the Biden administration, White House opinion, whomever that actually is, that bioterrorism, biolabs are an intricate part of the U.S. empire's stability. That's rather sad. It's rather sad. But it's been given the old gun-ho. Go for it. So let's see now. Nostradamus has said that there will be a bioterrorism attack in 2025 that will wipe out a sufficient portion of people. So let's see what this deadly disease. All right, we're then taking the dragon card. Now, is there going to be in 2025 a bio terrorist attack? Is there? Would there? Let's see which one. Bio. I think I'll take this one. I don't know which one it is. All right, let's take two more cards. This one's doing peekaboos at me. No. Okay, at least. All right, now let's see. The first card we get is you see that? This is the Eight of Cups. No, it's the it's the Knight, excuse me. It's the Knight of Cups. And you'd think if it was bio, it would be something, could be the water being poisoned. It could be a liquid, right? It could be in the water. Something's happening in the water. The water. Since this is that element. And here we have the King. We have the Five of Wands. We have the we have the Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. The Two of Wands. We have the Two of Wands. It could be two countries involved. Two countries involved. It could also be someone doing it and someone getting it. And then we have a dragon one that we don't need. So we'll pick another one. One more after we do this one. And here we have the Knight of Wands. Something by fire. Look at this. We have water and fire. Two elements. Two elements. Two elements. And here we have the moon. We have the moon. We have the moon. Uncertainty as well as at night. We have the Knight of Cups. We have the Two of Wands. We have the Knight of Wands. And we have the moon. Well, we'll pick one more because we said 5. Let's see. One more card here. To see if it will be about this prediction. What can we say? What can we say? This wants to come out too. The Hierophant. Well, there's going to be the Hierophant. There's going to be a message and instructions. And then we have the High Priestess. Well, these signs, well, Very gloomy looking cards for a very gloomy looking subject. Okay, we have the High Priestess. High Priestess. And then we have the Hierophant. And we have the Moon. The Knights, two Knights. Two Knights, two forms of delivery. Two Knights, two forms of delivery. We have water and we have fire. The Knight of Wands and the Knight of Cups. Almost, you could almost assume that this could be done by air. It could even be those drones that, it could be the drones. The drones are spraying things. Could be the water is contaminated. When we have the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Then we have the Moon. The due date of that it's what kind of moon is this? Could be at night. The Hierophant. And the High Priestess with the Two of Wands. Well, I would say that the fact that will it be a bioterrorist? Well, without even looking too deeply, we do know that warfare has changed. The days of reading books about charging the battlefield and continuing striking spears, guns, wrestling each other, those days are over. We're into drones and we're into sprays. So, warfare has changed. And I would take the High Priestess as an instigator in this case of that using those inventions, because on a whim, because it's possible, because you can. So I would say it's very possible that it would be in the water. It would be in the water or in the air that such a thing would be done. I don't think it would be, and it would be sent by. It would be sent by air, put in the water system. It seems something like that. I would be suspicious. Be careful. What I would do is make sure I had a water filter, and just be aware of that. We're into like biology in a negative manner, and it was going to take a lot more for our barbarism to cease. And since we do need to have fresh water to drink, that's a very easy thing to contaminate, especially when you're doing aerial drops and aerial acrobatics of a suspicious nature, and you're not informing the masses, the public, about what's happening. All right. So I would leave that as that for right now. Hi, how are you? Hi, Queen. After I finish doing these predictions, I'm almost finished, okay? But you can definitely get ready. Now, so we know that both these things, Nostradamus and Baba, have some very creepy things they have planned. And we also know that it's not going to be over anytime soon. How can we just change this? First of all, by being proactive, aware, and just taking conversation lightly, like not getting into fear. I mean, they probably said these things for us to be on guard. They probably said these things so we could be just suspicious, not to be naive. not to be naive, and to realize that war over real estate is bullshit. Total bullshit. Total unnecessary activity. Real estate is real estate, and of course, once you're dead, you can't take it with you. And the fact of an educated population is what is desired. An educated population, meaning that we accept our cosmic consciousness, our cosmic order. Right now, we're probably we're at the very bottom. We're a primitive, warlike, smelly society. We have to accept that. We're not advanced in terms of and we don't share. We do not share what we have. That's apparent. And if any space aliens were to come here, they would know right away they were dealing with maggots, crow feet, Cro-Magnon. We're not high elevated creatures, nor are we trying to raise our consciousness up except in spots. And that's what we have to do. We have to raise our consciousness up to be able to accept our place in the universe, not in the county, in the town, in the country of whatever country and town you come from. No, we have to be prepared for something greater. We are all part of the human race, no matter what we dress, what language we speak, what we profess. That we say this is what you believe, and all who don't believe this way are our enemies. And what we have to do is to grow up and take our place. A new type, all these seers have said a new type of consciousness is spreading. The root, a new human is being created. And I don't mean a new human from taking drugs, taking, slaughtering half of us. Or 2/3 of us. That's not the new human. The new human is raising consciousness. The new human is telepathy. The new human is clairvoyancy, etc. Our abilities, finding out what our abilities are and not being jealous because others have things they can do that we cannot do yet. They can be our teachers. They can be our guides. Cayce, Nostradamus, Baba, they are our guides to what will happen if we persist in our primitive state. Our primitive state of I told you so and you must be crazy. Right? There is no crazy. There is no crazy. Of course, there's irresponsible actions and greed and vice and all those things. But in terms of believing that you're part of the cosmos, you're part of the universe, that you're able to have a consciousness building instead of just repetition of what happened, such and such a date, such and such an activity, that of the winner who writes it all. No, that's irrelevant. What is relevant is that we build up our consciousness. And that's why we're examining who's following what prophecies. Then we know whether to get excited or not. And we can also ascertain what could be the path where it goes. That's why they said these things. It's not to spook us out. It's to say high prices, like even Nostradamus was saying in the 14th century, how high prices now would drive us to eat each other. And he meant that we'd be so damn hungry because food prices are extraordinary. And then, surprisingly enough, we do have some kind of shortages coming around that every week, every day, something has been recalled, as well as in the past, 2024, a lot of factories, warehouses, and so forth, farms, etc., have been exploding and wiped off the face. So we have to we have to say that we're not going to participate in these stories. But of course, in these papers, they still write things as though we're like first graders. They still explain things as though we're back in repeat. And since there are so many people that can't get on a new wagon, a new path, it's up to us to say we will not repeat this. We do not. War will lead to destruction and death. And war is bullshit. Get in the streets, get everywhere and say peace, peace, peace. That's the answer. Peace, peace, peace. You would even think, and eating sensibly, and being sensible, and respectful. That's what I said. That's all. A war, and we have to bring to justice those who will not be sensible, those that perpetrate war, murder and destruction, and lies. Lies. I'm not lying to you because I believe in you. I believe that humanity can and indeed should devote themselves to extending their capabilities, to extending themselves, not to think about, oh, I want a new car, I want a new sofa, things like that. Consumerism. I'm saying I want to move this rock. I want to move these hearts. I want to join with the cosmos. I will not be freaked out because there are people on Mars. I will not be freaked out because Saturn is more than just a ring around the rosy, dusty planet. I will not be shocked to know that there are more planets in this solar system of the Milky Way. I accept these things. I accept. So this is all the path we have to go to. Don't you think that we can do this the way it is? Because when you're high up in the mountains surrounded by trees and wild animals, you never know. Never know when the power goes off. But that's also expected. What I'm just saying is that we get all these dire predictions. And what we have to do is take heed of what could happen. That's all. Just take heed of what could happen. And what do we want to happen? I'd rather see a whole bunch of people happy and harmonious than see them being shot out and dead because somebody thinks somebody doesn't like them. Somebody says, I want your property. I want what you have. Anyway, so we have there's more to it. There's much more prophecies that are also influencing our House of Representatives, our Senate, our presidents, our businesses. There's lots of things going on. Like you would maybe say, oh, these predictions are not relevant. Do you realize how many people follow them? A lot do. I mean, people that say, well, I will set my business associations according to this prediction. And that's what they do. That's what they do. You may think that's neurotic, but that's what happens. That is what happens. And we do know right now we have several hot spots. What's happened now is diffusing. Now, if anybody has a question, they'd like to ask a question. If you're still there, Queen Bean. Or anybody else has anything to say. What do you think about these predictions? These characters that are following out these predictions. And one thing about Trump too, I must say, you must notice that when he sits, he always puts the triangle. He puts his fingers in a very strange position, unnaturally strange, which is showing things. They show things. Leaders, one thing about entertainment and press conferences, they're not only showing things to you or I, who may be totally oblivious, but they're also showing things to their donors. And they have a club of their donors. The wealthier club, the more exclusive the club is. And by their hands, their posture, they're sending messages. The same thing about Showtime. Beyonce's halftime, for instance, Bruno Mars thing. I mean, they show things, they do things. They're meant to show rituals. They're meant to convey messages. They even say Elvis Presley in many of his shows in the 50s and whenever he was around in the 60s, he showed a lot of intel too, by just the positions he would take with his body, with his hands, things like that. It's a very elaborate. It wouldn't be the first time you found out that actors and musicians were like double agents. Picking up money is picking up money. And it's also exciting, which a lot of people have a lot of excitement for. Excitement of it all. Just remember that the masses, the civilian population, are there to be, we're almost like trays, food, things are placed on top of us, but we still are inert pieces of which things will be placed on top of us. We're not expected to participate. We're just carrying things from one place to another. But that's how, those things are seen. Do you think of anything about predictions? Have any type of anything that you would like to say about Baba Vanga, who was, the Bulgarian Nostradamus? She was from the Balkans, yeah. Which have seen a lot of strife, and they've been that area has been the scene of World War I and World War II. And then again, we go with that repeat, over and over and over again. And that is not only a drag, it's unnecessary. That's why other beings in the universe think we're so stupid. Or know we're so stupid, because we keep on repeating. Now, one thing about 2024, we can say goodbye to the eclipse. We can say goodbye to the Miami. Remember in Miami a few months ago, they had that, it was like Miami, they had a space alien occurrence. So several people swore up and down that they had seen 8-foot aliens with demonic faces. Even in fact that they even had something that NASA puts out, demon faces, of which you'd have some kind of syndrome. You'd go into some sort of seizure or something like that, and your face, your mouth would get wider, your ears would apparently appear to others as pointy. Now, it doesn't make any sense, but these are all the things of 2025 that leads one into the nowhere zone or the iffy zone. And even at one point, NASA said we had 2 moons. We're being played a lot. And the most, I think it was in 2023 that we had a huge question mark in some sort of galaxy, far, far away. Now, if that doesn't bespeak of human traveling, space traveling, us being everywhere, what does? The chances are some other race of beings decided to do that to us, or that we did it ourselves. There's so much complexities. There's so many mysteries that we need answers. We need answers, right? We need answers.